It is the award-winning In Time Car Talk Show today, coming to you from our Dual City Studios in Texas, USA. Just ahead, our story of the week about oil prices at the pump. Plus, our recalls of the week, and later, Jeff has his Motor Minute, and I'll review the 2026 Subaru Uncharted EV. What? Yeah, it's all brand new stuff. I think that you'll enjoy the review. It's all coming up in this segment of the In Time Car Talk Show. Howdy, along with Mike out of this world Mars. He's over
on the right side of Texas.
Yeah, somewhere over there. We always need more Jeff Zekin.
Which is right here.
David Ainsley is nowhere to be found. He was earlier. He was on the road.
He was evading the law.
Arrest. Yeah. I'm Don Armstrong. Glad you could join us for this Saturday's live show. It's always great to have you with us. We're back in the studio. We've been gone, I guess, for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, the last 2 weeks for sure.
Yeah.
And then a week back and then a week out.
And by the way, I want to say that the tailpipes and tacos thing, remember it was supposed to rain last Saturday? And it didn't. And the event turned out to be great. The parking lot wasn't overfilled, but it was filled to the max. All the parking spaces had cars in it. It was great. So if you're listening and you were there last weekend, thank you very much for showing up. It was a great event. The Easter Bunny made his appearance, and lots of kids with the kids' cars, the pedal cars.
A giant colored egg walking around.
Yeah.
Great.
And don't forget the Easter Bunny.
Easter Bunny was there.
Yeah. So it's all very good, and thank you very much for showing up. I guess our next remote, Mr. Mars, is going to be up in Granbury.
It is. We've got a couple maybe come in between now and then, but we're still negotiating on that. But Granbury is our next target.
That's good, yeah. That's the Lone Star Street Rod Association event up in Granbury.
And that's a good point. So if you're out there listening and you do have an event and you need us to show up, give Mike a call. Reach out to Mike and he'll set it up and we'll be there.
Yeah, and if you don't want to talk to him, and I don't blame you, then just
email
mars@inrealtime.com. Yeah, By the way, you sent it to Mike at InRealTime.
Send it to Mike at InRealTime.
No, but there is no Mike at InRealTime. It is Mars.
Mars, okay. Well, we didn't tell him, but we changed his name.
I think that Mars has fixed that now, so he will now get that.
Okay. See, when I plug it in my computer, I just hit M and it pops up, so I don't even pay attention.
Of course not. No. It's all good. What?
Hello?
Okay. So
Squirrel?
You guys ready? Squirrel? You guys ready for the story of the week? This is
yes,
from
sir.
Automotive News, and I thought, you know what? We've really never talked about the crisis in Iran when it comes to oil. And oil, of course, turns into gasoline once they refine it. So oil prices dropped April 8th after President Trump announced a ceasefire with Iran, but the national average price of gasoline remained above $4 a gallon, according to AAA. As that dichotomy illustrates, while the price of crude oil and gasoline are closely linked, there is more to the story than a one-on-one relationship. A complex give and takes between supply and demand, politics, supply chain, geography, and other factors determines what consumers pay at the pump. Drivers are still adapting to a more than 20% increase in the price of gas from 1 month ago, according to data from AAA. Iran's chokehold on the Strait of Hormuz drove the price hike. Daily traffic through the strait normally carries more than 20% of global oil and liquefied natural gas. After the U.S. and Israel attacked Iran on February 28th, Iran blocked tankers from proceeding through, driving up the price of oil and other commodities. So here's how the disruption influenced the price of gas. Crude oil is raw, unprocessed, liquid petroleum pumped out of the ground at oil wells. The primary ingredient is crude oil. It's microscopic marine organisms that captured sunlight via photosynthesis. And if it's too deep for you, then you can look all that up. There are two main components that drive global oil prices. There's a fellow named Maxim Sonnen who works with Stanford University's Center for Fuels of the Future. The first is a fundamental supply and demand balance. How much oil are institutions producing and how much oil are people consuming? The U.S. and OPEC are two significant influences because they produce the bulk of the world's oil supply. Geopolitical events and weather can also impact the global supply. The U.S. uses two main benchmarks. Brent crude is the global standard, and West Texas Intermediate is the main U.S. benchmark. So why do different gas stations have different prices? The price of crude oil makes up about 50% of the price of gasoline. Areas of the country are starting with different crude prices that vary based on the benchmark. Another quarter of the price of gas is determined by the cost of refining it. Refining costs different amounts in different states. California has strict environmental requirements that cost more. The stringency of the regulations there has prompted oil companies to idle refineries over the past couple of years. People are sick and tired of trying to deal with the Californians, according to Eric Smith, Associate Director of Tulane Energy Institute. They're the single biggest source of heavy oil in the United States, and they don't want to produce it. The remainder of the cost to consumers is determined by federal and state taxes, distribution, marketing, and retail. This further explains why different states and even different gas stations within the same area have different prices. Alaska has the lowest gas tax at about 9 cents a gallon.
Wow.
California has the highest at about 71 cents per gallon. In response to the higher gas prices because of the war, the EPA is waiving the summer fuel requirement temporarily. When will gas prices come down? Even if the ceasefire turns into a long-term peace, the price of gasoline will likely remain high. It takes about a month for crude oil to become gasoline, assuming the oil is not shuttled into storage, such as our Strategic Petroleum Reserve, according to Smith. Plus, the logistics of oil production, much like those governing the auto industry, take a while to unwind and start back up. The adrenaline, that part of the price of crude, also needs to settle, Sonnen said. The market will wait to see how the disruption has practically impacted the fundamentals of supply and demand. After the gas price shock driven by Russia's invasion of Ukraine in 2022, it took about 10 months for prices to return to pre-war levels. There's so many factors involved. Granted, the Strait of Hormuz is a big, ugly thing that does affect the price of gasoline globally. It's only 20% as far as the amount that is used globally, but
20% that we use.
20% globally that comes through the Strait of Hormuz. That's the global oil supply is 20% that comes through the Strait of Hormuz.
Yeah, we don't use any of that oil per se here. It's the rest of the world that gets more of the impact coming through there.
But we also use global oil supply anyway. One way or the other. It doesn't necessarily have to turn into gasoline.
No, but it's the market, like you say. You're right. The global market, regardless of who's using it, that's what drives it.
Correct. And remember, oil makes up stuff that you wouldn't even believe. Did you know that the oil that comes out of the ground, parts of that actually go into women's makeup or men's makeup if they're so inclined? But there are so many different things. Plastics, oil. There is I learned this through narrations and stuff that I've done in the past. There are these things called pellets that refineries make, and they are turned into all sorts of things. Let's just take a milk jug. You know how thin a milk jug is. You know the color of it. Well, those pellets are about that color. So I don't know how many pellets it takes to make a milk jug, but a milk jug is made from oil. So all of this stuff is combined, and yes, it all affects the price of gasoline. How much is readily available as far as petroleum products is available in the marketplace? If there's not a lot of available, oil refiners are going to make more of it. Some of the supply of the oil that's used to take that will also be used to make gasoline. So that's where you get these variations in gasoline prices. It's a very general oversight on my part. I understand that.
You also use oil in cooking.
Yes, you do.
Well, but
cook. And
it is
today, a lot of it is vegetable oil, but yes.
But like you say, the general oversight you're talking about is really how it works because they're looking at the global market. We don't have, per se, literally in our refineries and in the storage tanks, there's not a shortage of oil. But the world supply, that 20% that goes to Europe and all them, like you said, that's what's impacting it. So everybody looks at it and says, oh, the world needs to go up in prices on oil. You know, it doesn't really get down to our local anymore.
Well, at the beginning of the story, he said OPEC. OPEC is part of it as well. Now, back in the 70s, when we had to downsize our vehicles, is because OPEC was in charge.
Gosh, you remember that nightmare?
We weren't drilling on our own backyard, so we were
Dependent.
Yes, we were slave to the OPEC decisions, and that's why we went to the oil crisis. Gas
Right,
and
and
Wednesday and all that other stuff. So
absolutely, and yes, we now export some oil,
exactly.
and we could do more if we really chose to, but we don't.
What's ever happened to the Canadian pipeline that Biden shut
It's
down?
still there. Oh, no, the one that he didn't build or they didn't build.
Well,
They're-
it was built mostly.
I actually have a friend of mine that was in a band that I play with. He was actually on that project. He's up in Alaska now. He's living up there because he was started doing that pipeline from Canada through the Dakotas and all that area. And then that was all shuttered. So he moved to Alaska to actually work on other pipelines. Great guy, fantastic musician, great voice, but that's what he does now.
And he's probably making a lot more money than he is by playing in the band.
Well, no, he was doing other stuff. The band was a stud. Come on. You don't make money in a band. You know that.
Yes. Well, I don't. You do.
I do.
Yeah. So I guess that the bottom line is that hang tight. Mm-hmm. Yes, the price again. Oh, my God, premium gasoline for the Corvette. Now, I don't have to put premium gas in the Corvette. It'll retard the timing and back off of the horsepower and all that sort of stuff automatically through its computer. But price of premium gasoline, $5 and something a
We
gallon.
need to reach out to Jack Nerad out in
Yeah, we
West
haven't talked to
Coast.
him in a while. Have you talked to him, Mark?
He's been traveling and stuff. I think he's going to be on the 18th. I think it's that's next week. He'll be here.
Okay,
Oh,
good.
there you go.
Yeah. Well, it's time.
We'll send him gas money.
Yeah, he definitely needs that. He needs to come to Texas, actually.
He does. He's got a daughter that lives in
Well,
Dallas.
but he doesn't live.
Well, she don't live here anymore. She's there. That's where he's been for the last couple of weeks up in Northern California, where she is. You know, she's more important than us for some
She went to
reason.
School here, I think.
Yes,
Okay.
Oh, she graduated.
graduated, got
Better
married,
drop that.
and
She got married too?
yeah.
Because she got married, but she was going to school. Yeah. Well, we'll find out next week.
All right. Well, at any rate, to wrap this up, it's very easy for somebody to say, oh, Strait of Hormuz, that's the big problem. Well, it's part of the problem, but it's not the problem. Mm-hmm. And I think that the answer is going to be, hopefully, this weekend, when our vice president is supposedly, I think today,
I think they're
meeting with all of the people that are important, that have a say in all of this, that they're going to finally put a cap on all of it and say, okay, we'll do it this way. And that, I think, will stabilize a lot of things.
We should have done a remote from there
Where's that?
in wherever they're meeting.
Oh,
Over in Pakistan.
I think it's Pakistan. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay.
I'm not sure what kind of connections they have over there, but yeah, okay.
Well, they talk funny.
I noticed with they're showing how all the dignitaries were going in there. There's a lot of motorcycles. There's a lot of like Honda 170s over there that they all
I was
ride
thinking
around.
more along the lines of Honda 50s.
They probably have some of those too, but they're just small little motorcycles
Well,
that they ride around.
I was looking, and there's a whole lot of them over there, but there's one brand that's they're trying to come into America, but they can't get past the crash test, but they use them for taxis. They have the long seats on them.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
actually motorcycle taxis.
Yeah, they have people hanging off them. Like the
Yeah. Sometimes
You
3 or
got
4.
15 people on a motorcycle.
Well, they took that idea for Vegas, and now it's a pedal bar, where you pedal. Everybody pedals, and the
Hell
bar
no,
rolls
I'm
down
not
the street.
peddling anything if I'm drinking.
I'm not-
Mars,
Yes, sir.
Mars, I could see you on
I was looking at them. No, I was looking at like, oh, pedal bar. That's too much work.
That's what I'm saying.
Not if you're
But
steering.
yeah, you're just steering
Or bicycle
Yep.
built for two.
after you've been drinking half the day, and so you just steer.
Well, you know,
Everybody
you
else
can't,
is
you cannot drink all day if you don't start in the morning. That's all I can tell you.
See, yeah, you know, you've brought something to the table here that I think is worth discussion at another time. What do you think?
I think so. Like 5 o'clock this afternoon, maybe.
Or the boats in San Antonio on the Riverwalk. I believe you can have a cocktail on there.
Oh yeah, you can, but you can't drive it.
No, they don't let you drive it.
Can you imagine something like that? I think they should actually have some sort of motorboat races
No, that wouldn't be.
on the river.
But they do tell stories of all the people that fall in during certain events, like the lighting ceremonies and things. Well,
Cinco de Mayo.
32 people fell in the river this morning.
By the way, what are we doing for Cinco de Mayo, Mars?
Cinco de Mayo.
Yes, you familiar with that?
Well, I am, but I hadn't thought of it, to be honest.
Well, it's coming up, Mike. Cinco de Mayo.
May the, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we should have tacos and margaritas.
I think it's a great idea. So we're going to call and get Stan and Chase to have a separate room just for us. We'll do the broadcast from back there.
They usually do.
No. We're in the hidden back room.
Well, that's,
Yeah, the one with the padding on the walls.
Yeah.
Right. And we'll get Steve Woodard, Sergeant Woodard with DPS to come, and
He'll be the bartender.
he'll be the bartender, and he'll also be the one giving drunk tests.
Citations.
Yeah, citations. And then we'll get on the pedal bus powered by Mars.
There you go.
All right. Just ahead, Jeff's Motor Minute and a review of the new Subaru Uncharted. When the In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show continues right after this. Stay with us. The Tex-Mex dining experience is defined by Lupi Tortilla, your destination for Texas's best beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. Since 1983, Lupi Tortilla has served authentic and time-tested recipes made with the freshest ingredients. Atmosphere is part of the award-winning experience at Lupi Tortilla, all developed in a little house near Highway 6 and I-10 in West Houston. Visit any of the Lupi Tortillas and you'll see the same attention to detail in each and every location. Start your Lupi experience with queso flammeado and guacamole, along with a classic frozen margarita. Dine on famous Lupi beef and chicken fajitas, or pepper shrimp brochette, or a fish or vegetarian entree, and finish with a scrumptious flan for dessert. Find Lupi Tortilla in Houston, College Station, Beaumont, Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas-Fort Worth. There's a Texas location near you. The recipes are authentic and time-tested. The ingredients always fresh. Lupi Tortilla, he's pretty good. Apple or Android, In-Wheel Time podcast can be found everywhere, on the stream and through downloads. Whether you're on the road or at home and jonesing for a different kind of car talk show, give In-Wheel Time a try. Honest new car reviews, fun, informative interviews with real car people, weekly automotive news, features like Jeff's Car Culture and Mike's Driving Destinations, all on In-Wheel Time. Check us out on SiriusXM Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or while you're shopping on Amazon, through Amazon Music. InWheelTime.com has a list, and we know you love lists.
I'll tell
The
you.
In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show, and all I can
You
tell
think
you
it's
is
the
this.
settings?
What is it?
Yeah,
What?
I don't know what he's doing. There you go.
Okay, he's on the phone, and he shouldn't be. We shouldn't be seeing him.
There you
Thank
go.
you. Anyway, so we understand that we're kind of low on volume here and there around the globe, but we've tried to fix that, and you just let us know if it's still
Crank it up.
crank it up. If
There
it's,
you
if
go.
it's still too low. All right, time now for Jeff's Motor Minute
Yeah,
here
but-
on the In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show.
There's a big event going on today in Houston. It's called the Houston Art Car Parade.
Yeah.
This thing originated in 1984 with a fruit mobile. Now, what this does, it's for charity, and there's all kinds of things going on. The artists and individuals, founded by artist Jackie Harris, promoted supporters like Ann. I can't pronounce her last name. Right there.
And Herethos.
There you go. Thanks, Ann. Anyways, it's a big event. It's been going on for quite some time, since 1984, like I said. So get out there. It's
You ever been?
I think we went once early on,
I
Don't
had a great
remember.
time.
Yeah,
It goes up and down Allen Parkway.
right. It goes
It
up.
goes into downtown, then makes a U-turn, goes
Yeah,
back.
it's very cool, and the whole point of it is to get the community involved, and it's art for the art people. What do you call that? Art classes, art class in Houston, the artsy people. So go out
Artsy
there.
fartsy
There you
people.
go. And that's what's going on in Houston. So check it out if you're in town.
And it's also going to be on Channel 13.
Channel 13 is covering it. I think it's at 2 o'clock this afternoon.
Don't get me
Noon
lying.
to
I
2ish.
don't know.
Get out there, get a good spot. And another thing for today. Today is Fireman Jack's birthday.
Fireman Jack.
But there's no event. They're
Every
fallen
day's an
on-
event for Fireman Jack.
I saw it on Facebook. So happy birthday, Fireman Jack.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. Thank you. Time now for this hour's car review. I had an opportunity to drive something that's all new. All new. And it's the 2026 Subaru Uncharted. And you're thinking, well, heck, that looks pretty darn good. And it does. So it comes in these trim levels: premium, sport, and GT. I had the middle trim level, the sport, and it was orange like that. It is considered a subcompact SUV, about the size of the Crosstrek. Seats including the driver, 5. All new for this year, as I mentioned. Best looking vehicle for its size, period, according to Don Armstrong. I really like it. Front fascia, clean design, doesn't look EV-ish, which is a big thing for me. Why do they have to have EV cars look different than the rest of them? Granted, you don't have to have a big opening in the front for cooling the radiator. That's not moving.
Yes.
But, pardon?
It's moving.
It's moving. Okay. But this one, it does have kind of a grill-like thing. It's an air intake, but good. They put it in the front like it's supposed to be. The fastback rear hatch gives it a sports car look. The rear door handle is disguised in the C-pillar. What I liked, just the right proportions of curves that will give it extra appeal, in my opinion. What could use improvement? Nothing. Don't touch it. I think they've got a home run here. Granted, it is a small SUV. Interior highlights: dual horizontal phone chargers are superb. Yes, dual. So you can see part of it right up there. You can put 2 phones up there, one for you and one for your passenger. Isn't that nice? Huge screen on the center dash is easy to read and use. Comfortable seating, but rear legroom is a bit tight. As you can imagine, this is a subcompact. Steering wheel controls are kind of hard to read, but I've got old, tired eyes, so don't blame it on Subaru, blame it on me. As far as cargo, it's tight in the back, especially with its fastback design. So you give up a little bit of room back there in the back, but I'll tell you what, I like the whole thing. What I liked about it back there, the dial gear shift on the center console is handy, but why not use a stock style shifter on the column that would save the center console space for something else? Just saying. To me, this gets an Urban Vehicle Award. It is awesome. Engine is a 3.47 kilowatt hour high capacity lithium battery that has, drum roll please, 338 horsepower. Dude, that's a lot. It's direct drive, dual motor, front or all-wheel drive. All-wheel drive, obviously, is an option. Well, it got 3.8 miles per kilowatt hour over 481 miles. Now, I charged it both at home and at work, and obviously you have to charge it because it's strictly an EV, nothing but electricity there. What I liked about it, plenty of power. What could use improvement? The range, 287 miles. Now, I've got another EV that I'm driving. It'll be the third one in a row that I'm driving now. And it also, different size vehicle, but it also has 287 miles of range on it. I think that's just kind of like, oh, well, we'll just throw it 287.
Like the cafe standard type.
Yeah,
in that
but
relation.
287 miles, but it depends on how you drive. Do you floor it a lot? Do you drive it at high speed a lot? It ain't going to do 287 miles. But for an urban vehicle, which this is classified as, in my opinion, 287-mile range should be enough for you to get around town in 1 day of driving.
Yep.
1 day.
1 day.
Not 2 days, but 1 day.
1 day.
Ride and handling, 8 inches of ground clearance gives it a true off-road look. Ride and handling, smooth ride for such a short wheelbase EV. What could use improvement? Nothing. Okay, here comes the pricing. You ready? Base trim price. Now, I had the sport model, which is middle of the road, $39,795. Price is tested, $41,720 because of some extra options on it. Base model price you can get in this vehicle, $34,995 is where it starts.
Wow.
Excluding tax, title, and license. Competitors, the Hyundai Ioniq 5, the Tesla Model Y, and the Mustang Mach-E. Next week, I'm going to review the Kia Sportage plug-in hybrid electric. And here's what I want to tell you about that. This is the first vehicle that I've actually made it an effort to plug it in because it's got a gasoline motor.
Yeah.
And so you plug it in and it's going to give you, I don't know, 40, 50 miles
about
on
50,
the battery.
55 miles, yeah.
Yeah. So I've plugged it in, and I think that you're going to be surprised by what I have found by plugging it in. This one out here is a true EV, so it has to be plugged in.
So the plug-in hybrid, that is the same relation as having a donut spare, because the donut spare tire only goes about 50, 60, maybe 70 miles. So the hybrid plug-in is basically the donut spare for the car.
But oh my gosh, what a difference it makes in the gasoline total calculations.
Yeah, gives you higher mileage.
Whew. I was shocked.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't know why. I have not done it in the past because it's a pain. But I've got the pain worked out. I charge it at work, and then I charge it here at the house.
Gotcha.
So I run an extension cord. And by golly, it works. So there's that. All righty then. If you'd like to get in touch with us, send us an email. The address here is info@nwheeltime.com. Now, if you want to, you can harass Mike Mars by sending it to mars@nwheeltime.com. Just saying.
Just see what he's up to.
Yeah. The N-Wheel Time Car Talk Show continues right after this quick break. Stay with us.
You own a car you love. Well, why not let Gulf Coast Auto Shield protect it? Houstonian John Gray invites you to his state-of-the-art facility to introduce you to his specialist team of auto enthusiasts. We promise you'll be impressed. Whether you're looking to massage your original paint to a like-new appearance, apply a ceramic coating, install a paint protection film, nano-ceramic window tint, or new windshield protection called ExoShield, Gulf Coast Auto Shield is where Houston's car people go. Curbed your wheels? Instead of buying new, why not have them repaired? How about a professionally installed radar detector? Gulf Coast Auto Shield does that too. Get a peek inside the shop and look at the services offered by getting online and heading to gcautoshield.com. Better yet, stop by their facility at 11275 South Sam Houston Tollway, just south of the Southwest Freeway, and get a personal tour. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your place to go for all things exterior. Call them today, 832-930-5655 or gcautoshield.com.
Gift giving should be meaningful, and we have an idea. A hand-painted custom illustration of your car from one of the nation's leading artists. You've seen his work at car shows and on display at the Hemi Hideout. Now you can have an illustration or car poster customized for you, a friend, or loved one. Bill Seitz is a real car guy that speaks the language and will be happy to guide you through the process. No matter what the day, birthday, anniversary, or any day, an Autographics custom illustration adds an extra touch of class to any home. Call Bill today, 832-922-0963. That's 832-922-0963.
That's it for this podcast episode of the In-Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.